Hey, do you believe that with enough skill, weapon, and wielder can become one? Are you just a cute little guy doing crimes? Well, congratulations! You might be a Forge Adept Artificer. But what is a Forge Adept Artificer? We'll graduate top of your class in the Ghaal'shaarat, Bronzenjik, and Smith School of Goblin Engineering, find some scrap metal you can craft into a surprisingly deadly weapon, and argue about the best type of magic to infuse in your tools, because it's time to go Goblin mode. Welcome all acclaimed adventurers and talented tinkerers to a world of robots, arcanotech, and all the steampunk costumes a Spirit Halloween could conjure. Here in the setting of Eberron, we find the continent of Corvair, a place of many races that did not originally call this land home. That honor actually once belonged to the goblins, who ruled over an empire called the Dakani. And though it fell thousands of years ago, the Dakani did a lot, spreading their empire as far as they could and creating military advancements unlike anything seen before. But when the empire eventually did fall, as all empires do, the Dakani kept their secrets with them, passing on ancient weaponsmithing traditions through the years to only the most trusted among their artificers. You see, somewhere down the line, these green beans figured out how to draw magical energy to power weapons and armor from their very own soul. Shit. So, like, how? Yeah, that's a great question. The original creators of this technique seem to be lost to time, but nevertheless, the Dar, those goblins hailing from the old Dakani Empire, have kept the talent alive through the ages to one day use it to take back their homeland. But that's a story for another day. For now, if you're a goblin or goblinkin trusted with this ancient knowledge, make sure to keep that secret pretty close to the chest. But in the meantime, have fun converting your life essence into magical stabs straight from the soul. But first, are you bored of using lame, samey feeling tokens but don't have time to hand draw your own? Do you wish there was a way to bring your unique setting to life without being forced to use whatever ugly stuff comes with your VTT? Well, if you, like me, run into this problem all the time, you should check out CzePeku and their brand new token builder right now. CzePeku is my all-time favorite map maker, but they've just introduced a brand new service letting you customize tokens to fit any game. Part of the fun of minis is how creative you can get with different colors, tools, and aesthetics, but now you can do all that and more for your tokens using CzePeku's custom tools. And with endless combinations and so much variety, this is the perfect tool to play around with to see what works in your style, and a breeze for the busy DM who just needs a great looking token on the fly. So if you want to support CzePeku and get 15 tokens every week, hit the link below to go straight to their website. CzePeku are one of my personal favorite creators out there, and I really hope you love their maps and tokens as much as I do. So hit that link below to tell them Yemba sent ya. A big thanks to CzePeku once again for sponsoring the show. And now, back to the video. So, you want to learn how to combine your spirit and your bombs to... wait. Well, to do that, you need to start out as an artificer. Artificers are one of the most unique classes in D&D as they are basically magical gearheads, and being from the world of Eberron, they fit right in with this fantasy futuristic vibe. Artificers even kind of took over in Eberron if you compare it to the strictly high magic low tech version of the Forgotten Realms we all know and love, so expect less complicated and more practical spellcasting from our little green brethren. That would include things like magical tinkering, letting you create a little object that does a few minor magical effects, like make a small hologram to relay messages or a voice recorder to sing into for a great distraction.
Excuse me.
We also get spellcasting, and unlike those other intelligence-based casters, we don't need long drawn-out scrolls or hundreds of gold worth of glowworms and sand to cast a little bit of magic. Instead, we're focused on new and creative ways to make bad guys dead, and for a society pretty much constantly at war, that makes us some of the smartest people around. So our spellcasting comes from our knowledge on those tools made to bring our goblin-y dreams to life, which means we'll cast spells through something like a wrench or a hammer, which works out great in case our machining needs a kinetic restart.
No one can tell me no!
We also get plenty of infusions, and while I love infused items, we don't have that much time to talk about them in this video. So make sure to pick up those that'll boost you and your party in the midst of glorious battle. Enhanced defense is an obvious choice for some better armor, while radiant weapon is great for offense. And as we level up, we'll get even better options with cloak of protection, winged boots, and even arcane propulsion arms if you want to make some room by gnawing off an appendage. Goblins, man. Wild stuff. But to do all this, we'll need the right tool for the job. So at 3rd level, we can create what we need as long as we already have a set of tools on us. And while I won't go into the complicated reasons why you can double cooking utensils for makeshift automotive tools, just know that it works.
I gotta go. Quick, give me the car spoon.
But level 3 also means we find our specialization, and while machining is fun and robots are neat, we live for a good-looking weapon stick.
It's weapon time!
So to make the perfect one, we'll grab proficiency in smith tools to put the forge in Forge Adept, as well as the ability Battle Ready for proficiency in martial weapons. But we wouldn't be an artificer if we didn't have our own special tricks. Our knack for thinking about the world in formulas and finding problems quickly allows us to use our intelligence modifier for attack and damage rolls instead of strength or dexterity, which is a big deal when making a character less mad and much more dangerous.
Flip this table!
But even in our massive pile of arms and armaments, we're gonna have our favorite. Maybe it's your trusty hammer, perfect for fighting and forging, or maybe you got creative and made some weird goblin shit. Either way, it's your connection to that favorite weapon that allows you to use a little Forge Adept magic. Now, as if you were infusing an item, you can turn this weapon into a Ghaal'shaarat. Probably didn't say that right, but it's Goblin for Mighty Blade, putting a piece of your soul into the weapon itself. This weapon gains an immediate +1 boost to attacks and damage, unless it already has a higher bonus, and this increases as we level up. And for fun, this weapon returns to our hands if we chuck it at an enemy. The only way to get rid of a Ghaal'shaarat is to die or make a new one, but only we can use this weapon in this way, which honestly is fine by us. Out of all the artificers out there, the Forge Adept is the one most happy getting their hands dirty, so a little carnage with our new favorite toy is kinda to be expected. We also get Forge Adept spells to help us on the battlefield, and I love the flavor you can slap onto all of these options. Spells like Shield of Faith operate like a hollow shield, giving us a temporary +2 to AC while in a pinch, and Armor of Agathis makes bad guys regret hitting us entirely, as it automatically lashes out with cold damage if they hit us with an attack. So maybe best for the bad guys to keep them mitts off these green cheeks. Fifth level gets us an extra attack for 2 attacks per round, hell yes, and we'll grab 2 more Forge Adept spells. Warding Bond is fine, though not my favorite, letting you help a friend in need by attaching your soul to theirs with some magical jumper cables and taking half the damage they take. Could be good in a pinch, but I much prefer our other one, Spiritual Weapon. Spiritual Weapon is amazing and somehow not concentration, essentially adding an extra ally to the field that you can direct with your bonus action. And since you're in the mood for some nice flavor, I like to think of this weapon as a homing attachment to your Ghaal'shaarat, letting you whap from afar if you want to.
It's weapon time!
Level 6 means tool expertise to get better at things we love to do. Level 7 means flash of genius to outsmart your friends and solve their problems for them by adding your intelligence modifier to ability checks and saving throws. And level 8 boosts our Ghaal'shaarat up to a +2. But that means it's 9th level and our Forge Adept starts bringing in the big gun. As we learn the art of creating runes of war, we gain the ability to enhance our allies' weapons as well, creating an aura around us of acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage. While in that aura, any creature we choose deals an extra 1d4 of damage of the chosen type for essentially free. But in a world of arcane shenanigans, it's just good to have something that can target weak points. Imagine being the conjured earth elemental of a rival arcane practitioner who just realized the entire party could beat you down with some thunder damage. We also get 2 more Forge Adept spells, and Remove Curse is fine for curing lycanthropy or whatever weird shit these goblins are bringing back to the Horde, as well as Beacon of Hope to give your entire party a boost with advantage on wisdom saves and the ability to regain max possible hit points with healing spells. Level 10 means we're a magic item adept, so we can attune up to 4 magic items at once, and you can craft them with 1/4 of the time and half the gold. Level 11 lets us make spell storing items to make weapons or objects that you can throw an artificer spell into, like a cape of levitation or a helmet of air bubble, or funnier stuff like a blindfold of dark vision. Level 13 means 2 more Forge Adept spells with Death Ward for a suit of armor with a built-in defibrillator to jump you back up to 1 HP if you should have gone down, or Fire Shield for some armor that occasionally explodes. And our Ghaal'shaarat goes up to a +3. 14th level makes us magic item savants, so we can attune up to 5 magic items at once, and we can ignore all race, spell, class, or level requirements for magic items, meaning our Ghaal'shaarat could be a holy avenger if we wanted it to. But it's 15th level where we truly make the perfect weapon. Now each time we finish a long rest, our Ghaal'shaarat can protect us from mental attacks by giving us resistance to psychic damage and immunity to charm or frightening effects, or it can deal an extra d6 of our elemental elemental aura damage without us even having to have the aura up. But it gets better. Now anytime we hit with our Ghaal'shaarat, we can transfer any or all of our +3 bonus to our armor class instead, basically making your weapon the perfect tool for offense and defense, and this maintains until the start of your next turn. So now every round you can choose whether you want to hit harder or protect yourself, meaning this interaction lets you choose whether you want to be the party DPS or the party tank. But we'll wrap up pretty fast with your last two spells, Banishing Smite and Wall of Force, letting you yeet fools into another dimension or wall bad guys into a death tunnel. Magic Item Master at level 18 means we can attune up to 6 magic items at once, and Soul of Artifice, our 20th level capstone, lets us gain a +1 to all magic items we're attuned to, and break an item if we drop to 0 hit points to pop back up to 1 instead. Whew! So, does the Adept Artificer make us worthy of Good lord, this dude is dope. Hey, I thought I was done with Artificers too, but can you believe there's an entire other canon out there that doesn't have as much of that Slizzards of the Slope stink on it? Listen, I know what you're gonna say. It's kind of homebrewy and not even a real class technically, but hey, check this out. Eberron is cool. Anyway, the Forge Adept is an incredible artificer mechanically, but I also love the lore behind this subclass. The idea of taking a little piece of yourself and forging it into a unique weapon only you can use is both really neat and metal as fuck. But your Ghaal'shaarat is really good, as you can add this bonus to any weapon even if it's already a +1 or already enchanted, something I have yet to see another class do. That means a +1 weapon with an ability you really love can become a +3 at level 13. Or you can grab yourself something like the Flame Tongue and not have to choose between a +something weapon and all that extra fire damage. I also love that your new spells work really well with your spell storing items, particularly Armor of Agathis and Warding Bond. Throwing either of those on a fighter is just a smart thing to do in combat, giving them extra damage potential or helping the squishies not get hurt. But I think what I love most is the idea that there's a society out there which has known mostly combat for centuries, and that makes their connection to war and artificing unique. While the lore specifically is goblin-centric, which I also love, goblins don't get the respect they deserve, anyone can actually use this lost art if they somehow figured it out. You just might have some explaining to do if you ever met another Forge Adept in the wild. So if you don't want to be a goblin, don't feel like you're forced to. I just leaned into it because I think the green beans are funny. But a combat-focused, downright nasty magic fighter is a cool change of pace from the support role artificers usually fill, and I think for this, it works out just right. So if you can turn a ball-peen hammer into a weapon that can rival artifacts, have an 11,000-year-old family tree full of goblin gearheads, and just can't wait to get out there and start whapping,
It's weapon time!
guess what? You might be a Forge Adept Artificer. Hey guys, thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't already checked it out, my very own adventure module, the Tournament of Champions, is available right now on my Patreon. All you have to do is sign up for $1, but after a month this is going to be going up to the $5 tier, so make sure to grab it now while you can. But I am so excited to release this. I've run this game a few times and we always had a lot of fun. There's events, mystery, 13 new magic items, and maybe a devil plot? Who knows? So shout it out if you got a chance to run the Tournament of Champions and how your players liked the game. I'd really appreciate it. For those already subscribed to the Patreon, thank you so much for subscribing, and make sure to download your copy before it jumps up next month. And I hope to be doing more stuff on that very, very, very soon. But a super special thank you to those top-tiered patrons, Sorusen, King Osiris, Miles Nyard, Spider Lover, and Tedsy. You all are the best, and I can't wait to play again soon. But until next time, guys, take it easy, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.